So in the previous video, we learned about why HTML is called as markup language because of the marking which we do with the help of tag. Now in this video, what I'm gonna do is talk about what is tag, how to write tag in HTML, and the types of tag, and lastly the attributes. So what is tag? So basically tag is something which is used to mark a particular text, and that tag tells the browser how the text will be displayed when it will be loaded onto that HTML file will be loaded onto the web browser. Now the way we write tag is like we first of all type the opening angle bracket and then we type the tag name, and then we put the closing angle bracket. So whenever the browser will come across these kind of words, and it will see, okay, so this word is being enclosed in this opening angle bracket and this closing angle bracket, it will get to know that this text is not a normal text, but it is a command or tag. And this is how we write a tag. Now let's say I want to, let's say for example I want to mark this line which is hello world with a tag. So the way I'll do is at the beginning of this hello world, I'll put the tag which is, let's say, tag name, and let's say I want the marking to end over here after this exclamatory mark. So I'll put the closing tag, and the way I put the closing tag is just I write the same thing, the same tag name, but at the beginning of the tag name, what I'll do is I'll just put a forward slash. Okay, so whenever the browser will come across this line, first of all, it will read this thing and it will get to know, okay, so this is a text which is been enclosed in this opening and closing curly braces, not curly braces, but ankle brackets. So it will know, okay, so this is not a text, normal text, but it's a tag. Then, then whenever it will come across this point and it will see, okay, so this is a normal text and it is being not and it is not enclosed in ankle brackets, so it will know, okay, so this is not a tag but is a simple text which is being marked by this tag called as tag name. And the moment it will come across this word, and it will see, okay, so this word is being enclosed in ankle brackets and is having forward slash at the beginning, means this is the closing tag of this tag. So it will know, okay, the marking has end over here, this point, at this point. So this is how we mark a particular text or a line. If at the beginning of the text we put the tag name, and where we want the tag to end is we put the closing tag. Now in C, in most of the cases this is the case, like we put the opening tag and we put the closing tag. So these kind of tags which is having their opening tag and as well as closing tag, these kind of tags are called as pair tags or container tags. Now in C there are some tags which does not need closing tags, means I can simply write the tag name over here, and then the browser will understand, okay, so whenever it will come across another tag, it will understand that this tag has ended over here, means we don't need any closing tag, means the closing tag is optional in that case. So these kind of tags which does not need closing tags, means it is optional, these kinds of tags are called as unpaired tags or non-container tags. Now in HTML there are two kind of tags. First one is physical tag, and the second one is logical tags. So what is a physical tag? So in order to understand physical tag, let's take this line as an example. So let's say according to this tag, this word hello world needs to be displayed in the web browser as bold and with 7 pixel as font size. Now unluckily, let's say the browser in which I'm seeing my this HTML documents output, my HTML codes output does not know how to format or how to print a particular text in bold and 7 pixel font size. So my browser cannot, means either it will display the this hello world in the way I wanted, which is in bold and in 7 pixel font size, or it will not add any kind of formatting from its own side. Means it will display the hello world in the default format which is feeded inside the web browser. Now, in case of logical tag, what happens is, let's take this example again. Means, and the situation is same. According to this tag, this hello world needs to be printed in bold and in 7 pixel font size. Now, again, unluckily, my browser does not know how to display a text in bold and as well as in 7 pixel font size. So it will not be able to display this hello world in that format. But here, because it is a logical tag, because this is a logical tag, so my browser will have the option to provide formatting from its own side. Like, instead of displaying this hello world in bold and in 7 pixel font size, my browser can add formatting from its own size in order to differentiate this hello world from the other text which is there in the web page. So let's say, instead of bold, it underline this hello world, and the font size is like, instead of 7 pixel, it tried to display this hello world in 6 pixel font size. So this is the difference. Means, in case of physical tag, browser does not have any option. Means, it has to print that word in that format, or it will just print that word in default format. Means, it cannot add any format from its own size. Whereas in case of logical tag, if the browser does not know how to format the text in the format it is being told to, then it can add format from its own side. Now let's move on to attributes. Now, what are attributes? Let's say, let's take this example again, but here the case is different. Now, this tag, what this tag do is, it will display this hello world in green color and in italics. Now, let's say I don't like, I want, here in this case, I want this tag to print this hello world in green instead of blue color. So the way I can do is by providing attributes to it. And the way we provide attribute is, we type the attribute inside the closing angle bracket of the tag name. Like, this is the tag name and this is the closing angle bracket, so I have to type the attribute inside this, before this closing angle bracket. So you have to put space in between the tag name and the attribute. So first of all, I'll put a space and then I'll write the attribute. So here in this case, I want the color to be green instead of blue, because the default color of this tag is blue. So I'll provide the attribute like so. Like, I want the color, so I'll type the color, means color, that which it will tell that I want the color of this tag to be equal to green. Means, whenever my browser will come across this tag, first of all, it will identify that this is a tag because it is been enclosed in opening and closing angle bracket. Okay, then it will read that something else is written inside the ankle brackets apart from the tag name. And then it will get to know, okay, the user want the color instead of blue, the user want, the programmer want the color to be green. So it will display the hello world in green color instead of blue. Now, let's say I want another thing to be displayed over here, is like, as here the my hello world is going to be printed in italics because it is default in this tag, and the color was blue. But as I provided this attribute of color equals to green, so instead of blue, green will be printed. Now, one extra thing that I want to be displayed is that I want this hello world to be underlined, but this is not default in this case. So what I'll do is I'll just put another attribute. So the way I do is, first of all, I'll put space and then I'll type the attribute name. So let's say the attribute is format, and I want the format equals to underline. Means whenever my browser will come across this tag name, it will know, okay, so this hello world needs to be printed in green and in italics. But the moment it will come across this attribute, it will know, okay, this time I don't have the hello world needs to be displayed in green color. And when it will come across this attribute, means one extra feature it has to add, that extra formatting it has to add is this hello world needs to be underlined. So as a whole, the result will be this hello world will be italics, will be in italics, will be of the color green, and will be underlined. So this is why we add attributes to a particular tag, in order to either change the default property or in order to add extra property.